This very well might be the last ever coin I buy from the Royal Mint. It's a stunner, the 5-ounce Pastrucci George and the Dragon, and we're going to have a good close look at it today and also talk about why I feel the Royal Mint's current trajectory and direction leads me as a long-term and avid customer to, well, question whether or not I will ever buy from them again. There are both good and bad points to talk about, and we're going to do just that in today's video. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to you all joining me for another precious metal ramble. Now we're going to talk about the Royal Mint. I know, another video about them moaning, but I don't want this to be just me moaning. We've had enough of old man shouts at cloud type content, and whilst the Royal Mint does need to be addressed in their decision making to cancel what is one of my favourite series, the Monarchs, and we'll talk about the implications that I perceive that might have, and any updates that I can share with you all based on my conversations with the Mint. We'll do all of that in this video. As well, we've got some coins to unbox, and ironically these are from the Royal Mint. These are the Great Engravers silver 5-ounce and 2-ounce St. George and the Dragon. Really nice coins. And therein lies the first kind of bit of a problem, really, because a lot of people have said consistently over the years of me moaning about the Royal Mint, why don't you just not buy from them anymore? Why don't you just call it quits? And with the situation now with the Monarch series, which has, to quote a phrase, royally peed me off, quite frankly, I'm kind of at that stage now where it's going to take quite a lot to make me consider getting involved in a new series again. Certainly a series, and buying from the Mint generally at the moment, I feel I'm not really enamored to do it, quite frankly. It has been a death by 1,000 cuts, I think, from the Royal Mint. Now, whether or not that will change over time, I have been liaising with various people at the Mint over these last few weeks, which is a good step in the right direction. But I can't say with utter certainty right now that everything will be great and everything that I've addressed and all the reputational potential damage that they're doing to themselves will be nothing to me anymore. That's just not true, unfortunately. So these coins could very well be the last for a while that I purchase from the Royal Mint, and we'll just have to see how that evolves over time. But I have, death by 1,000 cuts, finally got to this point where I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore. I've tried on my channel over the, 7 years, 8 years that we've been doing content to provide really cool products and coins that we can showcase. And the Royal Mint has played a big part in that. I'm very proud of a lot of the collection that I have from the Royal Mint, showing all of these incredible things that they've made. And that's part of the problem. Good part of the problem, though. The Royal Mint is really good at making exceptionally cool pieces. And their innovation and their new products that they make is second to none, in my opinion. I think they are one of the best, if not the best mint in the world for some of their products. They are the worst mint in the world for other parts of their business and other parts of their product line. But when they get it right, boy, do they get it right. And this is an example of when they get it right. And this is the kind of thing that I want to see. I just want to see more of this. I want to see modern takes on old bits of classics or innovative new designs and products that are coming out. Bring back the days of the different Britannias every year. Innovate, get that new artistic license reinstated, and just have something exciting. That's my plea to the Royal Mint. And they know this. I've talked to them about it, and I've expressed my opinions as a supposed valued customer over the years. I've spent goodness knows how much with them. And hopefully that will continue. And those are realistically the only kind of products that I might do. But we're going back to the Monarch series now. The fact that they've paused, they haven't cancelled, but they've paused this series really annoys me. And the fact that they have paused it when it was actually one of their better product lines, maybe they didn't see it from a financial perspective as one of their betters, but I did, and I thought it was great, and a lot of other people did too. It makes me question as a customer, why would I bother buying any new series if they're just going to cancel it if it doesn't perform as well as they were expecting when they look at the financials. And that's, I think, a sad state of affairs, quite frankly. So we'll just have to see how that evolves. I can share one update for you all, which is that having heard a lot of the feedback that when this news broke this week, and me sharing some stuff out there, that they are reviewing that decision. They are looking at the future of the series. I think they understand that they can't just leave it in limbo for like 2 years and then hope it just goes away and they don't see the fallout from all of that. So I hope that they will have some form of decision for us in the not too distant future. But I mean, the cogs of corporations run very slowly and the Royal Mints are no exception. So I will share what I find out and know as soon as I do. But as a collector, my initial reaction was, this just crap. It's just annoying. I love that series. I want to collect that series. I thought it was going to look really good at the end. It's one of those series that I didn't even care about if it didn't make me money. I don't collect them to make money on some of these coins. I collect them because I love coins. I love these history. I love the history of the monarchs. And to have that taken away was a bit of an annoyance, quite frankly. So my initial reaction was, well, I'm just going to send them all back to the mint and ask for a refund. We'll see how that goes. I don't know what the decisions will be on that, but yeah, anyway. So negativity, we can park that now. You know, I've said my piece on it. I'm not telling you to boycott the mint, but I'm telling you that I feel as a customer and as somebody who's spent a lot of money with the mint over the years, that there are certain feelings that I cannot ignore anymore. And it's important for me to kind of share those and look at those as I go forwards as a collector and investor. So with that said, do share your thoughts down in the comments. It would be great to hear. Now, into these coins at hand, and I suppose the sort of crux of the problem is that the Royal Mint does, when they get it right, they do, it's so right. And I wasn't expecting this coin to actually feel and look as good as it does, but this 5 ounce here, oh boy, I am very happy with it. It's very difficult to kind of show on camera, I think, because of the capsule, which, by the way, kudos to the Royal Mint. There's no way this capsule's popping open. It is literally screwed shut, which is fantastic. But this is a stunner. It is absolutely brilliant. And this is what I want to see from the Mint. Innovation, bringing old classics into a modern world. It's stunning. And I have to applaud them. You can't ignore the fact that they are good at what they do. And when they get it right, they are very good at what they do. Now, there are a few people out there, quite a lot of people, who have had quality issues with some of their coins. I'm very happy to report that I can't see any faults or flaws on my coins, which is very lucky, I suppose. I'm very fortunate in that sense. And these are not just something that I will flip away and, you know, have a little bit of profit from. I like these and I will be keeping them for a long time. And I don't know what I'm going to end up doing with all of my Royal Mint collection one day. Maybe I'll set up a little shop for them, I don't know, but I'm going to enjoy them. You've got to enjoy some parts of life sometimes. And for me, these types of things bring me enjoyment, which is really important. The 2 ounce feels a little bit underwhelming, I'm not going to lie, next to that big 5 ounce monstrosity that is over here. It is an absolute stunning pair of coins though. So I'm very happy with them. And, you know, credit where credit's due, the Royal Mint have done a good job on these products. But they are testing my resolve and testing a lot of other people's resolve too when it comes to just what they're up to at the moment. And I will share with you all updates as I get them. One thing that I will say that I know a few people have shared on some social media is that there was an interview with, I can't forget his surname, it was a chap called Andrew, who was the head of precious metals for the Royal Mint, and they were doing a podcast with Yankee Stack and Silver Dragons and the chief executive of ST Bullion about the Una and the Lion bars. And in that video, he mentioned that the UK silver stacking community is unsophisticated. I don't think that was quite how he meant to come across. And I've been asked a few times through emails and comments to make a video all about that, moaning about them. I honestly think he didn't mean that. I don't think that was the word he meant to say. I think what he was trying to get across is we're not as established. We don't have that culture and history behind us because of the VAT situations. So that's why I'm just not going to address it. And then the other thing that I want to talk about is my own little investigation into the historic coin pricing situation. They've taken mine and your feedback on board about the fact that their kind of whole response to it was just wishy-washy and not very good. And there are further discussions happening, and hopefully I'm going to get some more information about actual things and changes that they might be considering and looking to do over time, which is really exciting. And then we've got another little bit of interesting stuff about the Royal Mint, and this is all thanks to the very, very, very good PR department that I'm working with. When I say good PR department, I don't mean they're good at spinning things in the way that they want to, but the proactive nature of it, the fact that they're actually engaging and talking with me, and it's going really well in that sense. I have good feelings about where that could lead, and I brought up the subject of maybe doing interviews with some of the people at the Royal Mint to talk about some of the problems. Talk about things like milk spotting. Goodness me, there's a crusade there in its own right, which we could look into. And there's movement on that. You know, in that same podcast interview that I just mentioned with Yankee Stacking SD, Bullion and Silver Dragons, they asked about milk spotting, and Andrew, I think it's Andrew Berkeley, I want to say, he held his hands up and said, yeah, we know there's a problem and we're resolved to try and fix it. That is, in my knowledge anyway, the first time I think that they've kind of held their hands up and say it's a problem. You know, we had a sort of report from Bullion Now, the Australian company, to say when they spoke to them, they were like, well, the data doesn't back it up, so there's no problem. So it's refreshing. Maybe they're listening. Maybe there'll be change. So going forwards, I don't feel like it's a lost cause with the Royal Mint. I think the Royal Mint have alienated a large proportion of their kind of long-term customer base. People who maybe would have bought once or twice a year, now just they can't be bothered anymore because the prices are too high and the culture is not what they want. And there's definitely, a topic for a whole other video is around the quantity of chaff products, in my opinion, that are coming out from the Royal Mint, and these, you know, you see 50p's coming out every week for Star Wars and Harry Potter and dinosaurs and all of this, and that's a video topic perhaps for another whole time. If you're in the cool kids club and you want me to moan about the fact that 50p coins are one of the biggest money spinners around the world for the Royal Mint, then let me know down in the comments. But my point here is that I think that the Royal Mint has somewhat lost its way a little bit, and it needs to come back to where it was. I have a lot to talk about the Royal Mint and where I think it's going to go into the future, and I do want to incorporate that into some other bits of content. For example, one bit of content that I have been talking about making is this large sort of investigation documentary, and I'm actually now reflecting on where I want to be with that kind of content, and I don't just want to make a piece that's like a hit piece and just moaning again and highlighting all of these things. I think I've highlighted it. I think we've got to a point where we're trying to enact some change, but there's also some bits of the story that I haven't really told yet, and that's going to come in the form of an examination of the Royal Mint's financials and the fact that they have just exponentially grown in the last few years. So there's a lot of culture shift there. There's a lot of culture change that's coming from the top down. So we'll do a few videos on that. Anyway, start to ramble. It's almost sort of what you can expect to come from the future. And I just want to reinforce the message here for anybody watching, even if you're, I mean, the vast majority of you won't be watching anymore other than the Backyard Bullion Ramblers and the Cool Kids Club members. But I want you all to know that I don't do this because I enjoy complaining. I don't do this because I like making moaning videos. I do this to try and improve everyone's situation, the Mint and us as consumers. If I can make that information as widely available as possible to as many people as I can, and save somebody from making poor decisions based on information that they've been given from arguably just a biased source at the moment, the Royal Mint, then that's a mission that's been accomplished from my side, and I will continue to do that as long as I can, essentially. I did also worry at one point, not from any particular event, but I was like, well, I am moaning an awful lot about the Mint. This could go one of two ways. I wonder if they're ever going to try and slap a gag order on me. I did think that. I would expect that not to happen now. I would have to do a serious damage in a unfathomed, unfathomed accusation of wrongdoing. But I think every time I've done this, I've been honest, I've been open, I've been talking about the problems as I see them and the evidence that I've got that backs that up. And I think that's all that any good, responsible content creator can do. So my resolve is to continue this little fight, this crusade, and to make things better for everybody as best as I can and the best as I can see fit. And the fact that the Royal Mint are actually engaging now with this is a good step. There's a long way to get back to where we want to be, but we'll see. Anyway, it is what it is. I don't really enjoy making moaning videos, but I will do them when I need to. So for now, we can just admire these 5 and 2 ounce silver coins from the mint that will possibly be, probably won't be, but possibly be some of the last coins that I'll buy from them. Certainly for the foreseeable future anyway, which feels a bit of a shame, not gonna lie. Anyway, love to hear from you down in the comments. What do you think? What are you going to do yourself about your own purchasing decisions if you are not already boycotting the mint? Thanks to the Ramblers for listening to the end. This was a little bit of a long one, I know, so you have earned your super cool status, and the Cool Kids Club members as well, who are super extra special cool. You guys rock. We'll see you on the next video. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.